Hey guys, I'm here at Electric Starship Arcade with my son Ryan. He is getting ready to absolutely crush it on Journey, the arcade classic based on one of my favorite rock bands. You ready?
Ready as I'm gonna be.
Alright guys, here we go. He is going to complete every level until he gets to the end. Something I can rarely do, but he's gotten really good at this game. Now it's kind of an interesting title. It's part action, part shooter. There's like 5 different screens and they're all very different, and they play kind of a blip, bloop, bleep version of some of Journey's best songs. We got Steve Smith here, the drummer, jumping on drum heads to complete the screen, and no problem. And then now it turns into a shooter, which is pretty interesting. Just gotta avoid making contact. Oh, he got it. There goes Steve Smith. On to the next screen. You can pick which screen you want to in any order, which is pretty unusual back then. And you got Neil Schon there floating around. Neil Schon is one of the greatest rock guitarists of all time, definitely a guitar god. Doesn't always get mentioned in the same vein as some of the other, like the Hendrixes and Van Halens of the world, but he is great. Yeah, again, the action game turned into a shooter, which is really interesting. Now he's riding the Scarab over to the Ross Valerie level. And this is kind of an interesting thing. We're just kind of, you hop a little bit, but you just kind of float to the top. The bassist for Journey, Ross Valerie. And what's interesting about this game, it features digitized heads of each member of the rock band. And again, it turns into a shooter, going downward in this case. Oh, he got it. Awesome. So far, he's having a perfect game. Down to Steve Perry, and you got the microphones there since he's obviously the singer of the band. One of the greatest singers in the history of rock and roll. Unfortunately, he pretty much quit the band. Kind of an odd duck. Again, we got a shooter, but this time we're going upward. Crushing it, crushing it. That's all right. That's the reason there's a reason you get several lives in these old games, because they're not easy. So we're going to try that Steve Perry level again. You got to go back to the action scene. I've got confidence. It's a really cool cabinet, and it's right next door to the snack bar, which is convenient. All right, we're shooting again. I'm not sure what he's shooting out of the microphone. I remember playing this game back in the day, and I never made it to the final screen, but it hasn't taken Ryan long to learn it. Shortly after Electric Starship got this machine, he was killing it. Now this was kind of a little bit of a platform, has almost a Donkey Kong look to it. Platform where he's Jonathan Cain, the keyboardist, jumping over these sticks or whatever they are. This is Journey, why is it sticks? There he goes again, turns into a shooter. Pretty cool, can he escape? See what I did there? Journey Escape, one of their greatest albums. Oh no! All right, that's okay, that's okay. You got more lives, we can do it. This is the last of the 5 screens before you move on to the big show, the concert. All right, so far so good. This game has really odd physics. The jumping isn't super satisfying like it is in Donkey Kong or something like that, or Super Mario Brothers. All right, we got the shooting. Hopefully you can do it this time. All right, I think we're good. I think we're good. Making it to the top. Oh no! Yes! All right, guys, time for the big show. When they start playing separate ways, and you got the whole band out there for the concert. He's trying to keep the groupies out of the locker room, the dressing room. The groupies and the paparazzi, I guess. There's the whole band there playing. All right, he's doing a good job. He just got to keep him out as long as possible. I don't even think this level is winnable. Let me know in the comments if it is. He's doing a great job. Well, there you go. Eventually you get overrun. And then like, you know, pretty much all arcade games back in the day, it continues to the next screen where you start over, but with harder levels. There they're jumping into Scarab, flying back to the first 5 levels. Again, you can pick them in any order. This is a great Valley Midway arcade game. I think it's very underrated. Now, there was a version of Journey on the Atari 2600 as well. Not as good as this game. And it doesn't, of course, have the digitized photos of their, you know, heads there. Obviously not on the 2600. And it's not as good of a game. It's kind of an action title, and it's just not very good or satisfying. And I think this game is really good. I love the variety of screens. And again, all right, he's halfway through this level. The action gets much more difficult. More enemies, it gets faster paced. Oh, so yeah, it gets very difficult. Got a life left though. All right, on to Ross Valerie level. Let's see if we can get this one. This level tends to be a little easier. All right, he's up to his guitar. Let's see what we can do. Again, it's harder this time around. Yeah, this was like the first game that I know of that was based on a rock band. Pretty cool. 1983. Back when I was 16 years old, I would see this game in the arcades, and I just thought it was so cool that they based on a game on one of my favorite bands of all time. As a matter of fact, when I was in junior high school, Journey actually became my favorite band of all time. They even beat out Kiss for a while there. There's Neil Schon. You can see his mug there. Again, one of the all-time guitar greats. All right, game over. Great job, Ryan. Obviously the high score of the day. Now, he's done better on this machine, but that was pretty darn good. What do you have to say for yourself, young man?
I suck.
No, you did awesome. All right, guys, let me know in the comments if you've ever played Journey in the arcades or the 2600 version, and let me know if you like this game. I actually think it's great. I think it's an underrated hidden gem.